Art of Relationship Show is copywritten. No one is to use any portion of the show without express written consent from myself, Greg Dazinski, or the Art of Relationships. Thank you.
Welcome to the Art of Relationship Show. Greg welcomes live calls from listeners in helping with numerous marital and relationship problems. There will be no more tit-for-tat arguments. Greg gets to the root of couples' challenges in a rapid, matter-of-fact format, plus applies compassion and humor. Join in discovering how to improve your relationship and your own life. Listen, laugh, and climax. Greg is a licensed professional counselor in the state of Michigan. To others, he's simply known as Detroit's Love Guru.
Hey everybody, I am here. I'm going to pull up my picture a little bit so you can see my mug. Oh, there we go. Okay, hopefully everybody's doing okay. Happy Monday. Oh boy, I was worried a few little, I don't know if the computer's running slow. Love technology when it's working. But happy Monday everybody. Hopefully everybody had a good time, an enjoyable, and let's face it, very safe weekend out there. And, you know, many thoughts, wishes, and prayers go out to the people in Philadelphia area, Pennsylvania area, I should say, with the shootings again. Unfortunately, I don't ever want to get numb to it. I don't want us to get numb to it as well. We need to try to eradicate it somehow. It's very difficult. How do you, look at all those situations? Not easy, okay? So let's give our, let's face it, our police forces and people that are protecting us out there, huge props and everything for trying to keep us safe. So onward to the topic of today. Now, I talk about sex. I talk about ways of getting, deeper connection, more physical pleasure. And, it's been a while, and I've done, the areas of the female genital range area, whatever you want to call it, and also the male. It's been a long time, though, since I got into the, specific domains of those areas. But I want to look at, what do you do, the meaning, right? I talk about, sex, getting a deeper connection and all this aspect, and going after what is your meaning of a healthy sex life, okay? A lot of people look at me, let me get the mic over. A lot of people, they come to me, Greg, what is the definition of a healthy sex life? And I'm like, are you asking for me or are you asking for you? And it's ironic, a lot of people, they read all the romance novels, 50 Shades of Grey, all these, cosmopolitan. Now I need to get advertising fees from those people, okay? Yeah, good luck, right? Going after all these articles and magazines and so forth. Men might read, certain men's magazines and come after, what's healthy? Yeah, I'd like to try all this stuff. When it comes down to it, right, you could have, the gymnasts in bed, guys. Women, you could have the guy hung like a horse, last for hours and hours and hours, and you still might not have a healthy, great sex life. So I want you to start, dialing in and looking at what it means to you to have a healthy sex life. And as, we go on later on in the week, we're going to talk about, proposal ideas. There's a bunch of, YouTube videos out there, Facebook videos on there about people doing certain proposals of marriage. And ladies, I'm all about you. You know what? It's okay for you to propose, marriage to your guys out there. And it's sort of funny how many women, oh, that's a guy's thing. That's a guy's thing. I always dreamt of being proposed to. But what about you flipping the script? It's 2018. Why don't you take control as well? And maybe the fears are, oh my God, what if he rejects me? And it's okay for guys, right, to take the hit all the time. So we're going to talk about, proposal ideas later on in the week. And tomorrow, my plan is I want to talk about, loving yourself, okay? Can you really, and everybody's heard this, can you really love yourself, without, having a healthy relationship, right? Does it take you to love yourself to have a healthy, secure, attached relationship? I think a lot of that answer is yes, but it doesn't mean that you have to be, fully love yourself. We always grow, we always evolve, we all have insecurities, but I think it's possible to have, that it's better, right? You feel more confident. You're able to look at things better when you love yourself, when you like yourself, okay? When you're more confident, and it definitely helps and leads to a healthier, relationship or marriage down the road. So I'm going to talk about that tomorrow, about, different ingredients, if you will, to look at and ways to help yourself, feel better about yourself, be more confident, and love yourself better. And you know what? That does not mean that you are to be, overly confident, that you are being narcissistic or arrogant. You know what? That's not healthy either, and I'll never promote those type of aspects. So let's get back on track, and I'm going to show or share a welcome sign in the discussion below. You can always join the discussion below, people. As always, join me in the chat below, and also you can give me a call. Feel free. The new call-in number, it's been out now for a few weeks, is 313-736-5157. So you can give me a shout, and I want to know, give me some insights. Maybe help people out too, as far as what might be, a healthy sex life to you, okay? And what does it mean? What does it take for you to be able to be connected? And what would you consider to be a healthy sex life, okay? And these are areas to look at. I always talk about, and you've known me, so it's nothing new, about talking about the total connection. And this goes with, your sex life as well, as far as, the mind, body, heart, and soul, people. Those 4 aspects. Again, nothing is perfect. You're going to have, one of those times where, he finishes a little bit too soon, more than you'd like, or maybe you're not in the mood fully. You're not fully into it 100% of the time, okay? That's normal. I think that's normal. But what would it take for you to, decide to say, I have a healthy sex life, okay? And I want to look at the domains about what that means to you and kick it up a little bit notch. Everybody hits on, when you talk about, a healthy sex life, everybody talks about frequency, right? What would be the number one thing? And I hear it from women. There's a lot of women out that, would like sex more frequent. Believe it or not, it's not always the men that, sort of complain about that or sort of come at me or the partner. I'd like more sex. Over the years, I've told people numerous times, most of those, people that would like to increase the frequency are not the men. They are the ladies out there, believe it or not. So when you look at, a lot of people come to sex, and for me to have a healthy, or considered to have a healthy sex life, they have a X amount of days per week or times per week that they would like to have sex, okay? Again, this topic, like a lot of things, are very subjective, and they are not what I deem healthy, but what you deem as healthy and what works for you in your relationship, okay? And, again, the physical relationship, the physical connection, the physical properties, satisfaction of sex, the frequency, the physical satisfaction of sex. As I have a brain fart and looking at, I want my toes to curl. I want to be able to, shoot my wad freaking across the room. I'm so excited. Oh my God. The woman says, I want to come 3, 4, 5, 20 times, right? I want to be exhausted. I want to be so satisfied I fall right to sleep after. Okay. Well, after you go to the bathroom, ladies, you need to, relieve yourself so you don't get a bladder infection. But you get what I mean, that you are so out of it that you have orgasm so many times. Does that mean it's a healthy relationship? Again, it's very subjective, and it's very keen in on what it means to you, okay? People out there, it's you defining it, and I'd love to hear what your definition of a healthy sex life is. And a lot of people are very shy about this topic, and I talk about ways of expressing yourself, being more confident sexually, about getting your freak on. I did a couple shows about that, what that means to you. And if we all roll it in together, what is the definition of a healthy sex life to you? And these are things to look at, because a lot of people might be shy when it comes to this topic, and doing the show at noon Eastern time. Also might look at, people might be on their lunch, maybe they take a light lunch, or maybe they don't want to laugh while they're eating their food, eating their lunch and choking here in the Eastern time zone. But when you look at it, what does it mean to you? Does it mean, frequency? Does it mean physical pleasure? Of course, I'm all into that as well. And, a lot of things I hear, you know what, Greg, I don't feel my partner, feeling connected to me. It's just like, that their mind is somewhere else while we're doing the deed, right? When we're making love, having sex, it's like, Greg, she's, distant. And I get this from men too. They want to feel their partner feeling into it, feeling connected. Or, women, new couple I had the other day, I feel that he is distant. His mind is always somewhere else. And it could be because of anxiety issues. It could be, oh my God, please, I'm thinking, don't come too quick, and all this stuff. Please, sir. And there's a lot of men that go through, performance issues, and, they are in their head too much, the anxiety ways of, during sex, during making love, about, pleasing their partner. And I'm all about that. I'm all about pleasing our partner, especially for us guys. And most guys, that's important, okay? But sometimes, we get in our own head that, and this goes for men, am I pleasing him? And my all this stuff, and we might not get connected to our partners. So, being not only physically connected and sort of in the groove, if you mean that you move together in unison, that's part of maybe a healthy sex life for you as well, right? But also, the emotional components of it. Oops, sorry about that. I had to shut my other phone off. So looking at, what is healthy to you on the frequency levels, physically, are you in the groove, so to speak? Do you move in unison with each other? Are you able to fit together, right? When she moves this way, do you flow with her? Or when your man moves this way, do you flow with her to meet her? If she's on top, if she is, a certain aspect of it, does that mean, what does that mean to you? And you get me, that you feel each other, that you move with each other. Maybe your partner, maybe you, oh yeah, sex is terrific, sex is great, and your partner is sort of rolling their eyes when they're in session with me, and I'm like, really, you disagree with that? Maybe it is great for your partner, but is it great for you too? And the definition of healthy, what would it take to be on the same page when it comes to a healthy sex life to you? And there's so many different areas. Maybe there's areas of, excitement. Maybe you want to role play. Maybe you want to change things up, that would be or mean that it's healthy for you, okay? And it's not always the same routine. Okay, you kiss me here, kiss my neck, stick it in, we're done. Okay, she, kisses me, licks my nipples, whatever. Yeah, guys like their nipples licked too, or most of us, okay? So, and then she humps on me and we're done. It's the same routine type of thing. Maybe that's good for you. Maybe because you can, it's comfortable for you to. Maybe routine is great because you know each other. That I'm not saying it's bad. So maybe that's a definition of being healthy to you. Or maybe healthy is you want to change it up. Maybe you're the one that's always initiating things. Maybe you're the one that's always, wanting to try new things, and your partner is afraid or uncomfortable, or maybe just simply doesn't want to shake it up a little bit. Maybe they're afraid to take initiative. Maybe they're afraid to, role play with you, or whatever it is. That means it's healthy for you, that you both want to be on the same page, that you're able to feed off of each other, in a matter of speaking, when it comes to a healthy sex life, okay? And that you're not always the one initiating. You're not always the one pursuing the other one on during sex. During, a healthy sex life, does it mean that you both are satisfied physically and emotionally? That's what I go for, and that's what I try to teach couples. What would it take? Nothing is perfect, that you could be satisfied and get to a healthy relationship physically and emotionally. And this goes in the frequency. It goes to maybe levels of excitement. Maybe you want to not always have sex in the bed. Maybe you want to do it on a living room couch. Maybe you want to do it in the kitchen, on the floor in the living room. Maybe you want to do it in the backyard, front yard, whatever. What does it mean that you could have a good sex life and what is healthy for you. It's ironic how many times I run into couples that, I'll ask them, when you are making love, having sex, knocking boots, that's how I put it, whatever you want to call it, that you're able to stare at each other in the eyes. And it's ironic that how many people, well, you know what, Greg? Yeah, we don't do that. And they've been married 20 plus years, 10 years, 5 years, whatever, okay? And it's sad and ironic that I said, have you ever tried it? And they both look at each other like, no. And they think it's weird, that it's uncomfortable, okay? I'll say that. And I get that, but it's sort of a way of getting even more deeper connected. And I ask them, you know what? Are you afraid of that? Are you afraid of a deeper connection? And maybe that's part of the emotional aspect, that, you know what, you can see each other naked and you're fine with that. But to see each other fully, meaning emotionally, the heart and soul, that you're able to reveal your soul and your heart while you're making love or having sex, and you know what, there's no insecurities in there, that you know yourself, you're comfortable in your own skin, that you're able to have that eye-to-eye contact, that deep connection. Would you like to go there? And there's some people that, you know what, Greg, I would love, I want to do that. That's what I want, but she's a little shy with that. She is uncomfortable with that, or he is too. He doesn't want to fully be seen, to be vulnerable with each other. And being vulnerable means that you still have control over you, and that it doesn't make you weak, that you own it. This is what I feel, this is what I want, I'm not afraid of it, and I want to own it. And maybe the confidence level of yourself, or maybe your partner, needs to be bumped up a little bit, increased in a healthy manner, to where maybe that would be a determinant factor for you to have a healthy sex life, okay? And again, I don't determine it. I throw out ideas to look at, what might work for you two, and what might not work for you two. And I bring it up, in my book, The Relationship Guide, different ideas and different, not only techniques, but, the emotional aspects of having a healthy sex life, okay? Again, I look at what is comfortable for you, what is uncomfortable, what do you want, and I go after, what would you like, but what are you scared of, okay? What intimidates you about increasing the emotional connection, okay? And part of maybe a healthy sex life as well is, how much fun do you have while you're having sex? Or wanting to have sex, about foreplay, about, even the precursors. And foreplay can happen throughout the day. Oh my God, I can't wait to rip off your panties with my teeth, Or maybe it's more, I can't wait to, inch them so slowly as I tease you and kiss your inner thighs, right? Would you like that, ladies? Those are things to hit on. Or maybe you can have a pillow fight and have fun and joking around while you're making love or having sex. Maybe you want that, and it doesn't always have to be about the emotional connection or the seriousness of making love or having sex. That you might want to jazz it up a little bit. Maybe you want to add a little more fun to it, a little more playfulness to making love, in order for you to maybe increase the healthy levels of your sex life. Again, these are just areas that I'm bringing up, that maybe to hit on and look at that aspect, okay? To be able to look at, I talked about, getting one another. Do you get each other's movements? Like I said, are you able, she moves this way, are you able to flow with her or flow with him? Can you read each other's moans? What about increasing the verbal commands, if you will? Oh my God, yeah, right there, right there. Slower, slower. Oh yeah, baby, right there. That's it. Harder, harder, firmer. Oh yeah. Are you able to use the verbal aspects to increase the healthiness of your sex life, okay? And when you make love. And also, I'm a huge fan that the healthiness of your sex life is not just during the act of making love, okay? The healthiness of your sex life also, relates to outside the bedroom, or outside of the act of making love, okay? It's also how you interact with each other, and how are your actions outside the bedroom, right? Are you able to communicate about your needs, your wants, not just about sex, but are you able to feel safe with each other emotionally in talking about everything? Or are you always arguing? Are you always, feeling disconnected, not heard, not a priority? These are all things that make up a healthy sex life, and it's very, very difficult. And I don't know if I've come across any couples, if I have, it might have been one or two over almost 20 years now, that, when they don't feel connected outside the bedroom, that their sex life is great. You get me? It's very rare, I'm telling you, when you don't feel safe with each other, you don't feel respected, you don't feel appreciated, you don't feel loved, that, that's going to affect your sex life big time, most cases, okay? And you look at what would you like more in those domains to make your sex life a lot healthier than what it is. Maybe it is healthy. Maybe, I give you props, but also, look at, are you being honest with yourself? And what happens if you feel it's really healthy, but your partner, they're like, so what? It's okay, Greg, but I would like this more. I would like to increase this aspect of making love inside the bedroom, outside the bedroom, and are emotional connected. I don't want to feel like a piece of meat, Greg, and that type of aspect, right? And these are ways I help couples. Okay, what do you need to feel like, you're not just being used sexually, that you're just a piece of meat, that you're just there for his pleasure. And I'm all about, and this goes hand in hand with people. How many people, oh my God, it feels like she's just not into it. A lot of times, most times, Greg, or he's just not into it. He's just going through the motions. So that you're just doing it because, and I talked about Friday, along with the Halloween sexiness costumes, I talked about loving out of obligation. How many people have sex solely or, mostly because of obligation? It's your wifely duty or, duty as a husband, right? Forget that. Most of us, hell no. If I knew someone was just having sex with me out of obligation, deuces, peace out, okay? Hell no. I would not even go after it. That's a huge turnoff, and I respect myself, and I'm more confident enough to put up with that. Of course, I'm going to look at, what's going on? What do you need from me? That's me. I want that. I want to be able to look at what I can do to be a better partner emotionally, physically, sexually. Absolutely. But if you're not telling me anything, you're not expressing yourself to me, the relationship is not going to work at all. Hell no, because I want you to enjoy it. I want you to be with me. So how many people look at that when, do you blame your partner if they're not fully into it? Or do you look at yourself and say, what can I do that you would enjoy it more, that you want to make love with me, crap, that you want to desire and crave me like I desire and crave you? And unfortunately, it's not always possible, okay? So, but looking at these things, again, sit down, watch the video with your partner or even by yourself and take notes, okay? That's why I do these, to help increase your education about relationships, your own relationship, your emotional aspects in the relationship, and emotional and physical aspects of your sex life in making love with one another, to increase it, to increase the pleasures on all those levels. Remember, the mind, body, heart, and soul in your relationship when it comes to, what it means to have a healthy sex life. Some people are so afraid, they'll watch the video, whatever, but they'll never tell their partner, okay? They'll look at books or read stuff. They'll never bring it up to the partner because maybe their partner, I don't want to. I'm too busy when I have time. That you're not making your sex life, you're not making your relationship a priority. And how many people look at that? And that goes with frequency, that, maybe you're not making your partner, your sex life, a priority. And maybe, by doing that, it's going to increase the healthiness of your sex life together, okay? So go after it. Peace and love to everybody out there. Check out my website, people, theartofrelationships.org. And also, I'm going to have another one or two workshop options coming up. They're going to be live workshops. It's going to be, definitely audience participation. You can call in, you can join the chat, and I'm going to be getting that out very, very soon, okay, people? So you can join that, and it's going to be a lot more in-depth, a lot more maybe targeted as well with your own issues, your own problems that you're going on. So it's going to be like a webinar / big group therapy session, and of course it's going to be anonymous. So be prepared. Check it out. you know what, I'll have that ready. I meant check out my website, and there's going to be, I'll announce when, you know what, the workshops and webinars are available and when they're ready to go. Okay, people? So peace and love out there. Again, theartofrelationships.org. Thank you so much for joining the Art of Relationships show. Monday through Friday, daily, 12 noon Eastern time. Okay? Take care, people. Peace and love to everybody out there. Bye-bye.